I don't want to stop responding to the chat, but I have a decent amount of stuff that I want to talk about, I guess, moving forward. And I want to make sure that I get it all out before we start the actual gameplay. So while I appreciate all the support already, I want to not be completely overwhelmed, so I'm sorry if I don't get to everybody in the chat in the next half hour, but I have a decent amount of stuff that I think I need to discuss to kind of set the tone for the streams in the future and everything. So I'm going to be getting into that in a second. Now, this is going to be somewhat scripted. I wrote down some topics and stuff because I want to mainly... I mainly want to make sure I cover everything that I think I need to get into before really starting the streams and everything. So we're going to do that first. But pretty much, I kind of want to talk about 4 things, really, I guess. And first thing is just MKC related stuff, as that's where I think the majority of my viewers are going to be coming from. And yeah, also join the Discord, as you can see. Trying to build a little bit of a community, so appreciate that. Thanks to whoever pointed out in the chat. Secondly, I kind of want to talk about some hardships of this last year. Don't want to talk about that too long, but think it's something that's worth discussing. Thirdly, I want to talk about some goals for the stream, and fourth, some quick things on how to improve pretty quickly. So, going to get into that now. And sorry if this feels a little bit telegraphed, or I don't know the word, but just want to make sure that I'm discovering everything. So, to summarize, I'm kind of entering a new phase in my life. It's making me reevaluate a lot of things, including how I spend my time. And, a lot of people recognize me because, MKC administration. And I've been there since the beginning, so I'd like to kind of do myself some justice and, I guess, talk about the human side behind the online alias rookie. And I think a lot of the time, when talking about the community and MKC in general, I have to give the professional response, even if it's like to a topic that quite frankly doesn't deserve it. And that's just kind of how business goes. But I want to use the time on this stream to talk about myself and stuff, starting with my perspective on the community right now to begin with. So, a little over 3 years ago, we came up with the idea for MKC, and obviously this is a pretty ambitious project that effectively changed mostly everything about how the community operates today. And I worked with a lot of great people to make this happen, and I appreciate everybody who supported us through the process. It's definitely been an awesome experience, and I can't thank you all enough for that. Believe it or not, MKC was never something that we wanted to do because of like ego or some kind of community politics. It was really just about a game that we liked and believed in and trying to work to give it the community that it deserves. And many people just did not think that it was going to be accomplished in the past, and we wanted to set out to make sure that we could get or do what's best for the game, and we think that we're starting to get to that right now. So one thing I always wanted to see in the MK community was to return, I guess, to its former glory, because it was a big goal of mine. If you were around like in the MK Wii days and stuff, there is I guess, a golden age back on the Mario Kart Wii days. That was in 2009, and that's when the community was as active as it's ever been. I don't know if it can't more. I'm going to guess that's what it is. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. But really, to see how much progress we've made in just under 3 years is truly amazing. Not only did we break all the records back from the golden age of MKW, we're doubling weekly attendance of WCL, the original league, in MKU every weekend. And that's really still amazing to me. Seeing the game start to grow at near exponential rates is something that's never really going to get old for me. And at some point, it's becoming surreal to see like goals be not only hit but surpassed by a decent amount. That being said, despite the success of the site and everything, like I hate complacency, and I don't want to just like stop because we feel like we've made it or anything, but rather I think the best time to continue to push is when you already have the success, because then you kind of have you kind of have the justification to know that something's going to work and that kind of confidence. Now, this is all fine and dandy and great, but it does come at a little bit of an expense. And a lot of it has to do with time and everything and how much time gets invested in it. So when the site was in year one, I kind of had control mostly everything that went on MKC. And I've come to realize that with the current community numbers, that it's not really viable anymore. There's over 20 divisions of MKU. That's a ton. And I don't even know the majority of the players anymore. And it's not that I'm not interested in getting to know everybody, but there's just not enough time in the day to make that really a feasible reality. So that's another thing. A big goal of mine this last year in particular is to train and build people up in our staff teams the right way as new staff members. And I realized that given time, that the era of being able to really follow every league and everything that happens just isn't something that's really feasible anymore. And I have to let go a little bit. And that's difficult at first, but it's just something that has to happen. Now, one thing that was really demotivating me in the last year especially was the ban cases and stuff, because it's not something you really ever want to talk about. And in the past, the first year and stuff, when there wasn't really a ton of stuff or like a ton of players, like there was still like a decent amount, but it wasn't just like an overwhelming viewer base or user base. Sorry, I'm just still in shock that we got 50 viewers and stuff. I'll get the LAN cable at the hour. Anyway, one thing that's I guess been an unfortunate reality is, like, in the past I was able to very easily, well, not very easily, but go through every case and make sure that the right decision was made every single time. And that's obviously what you want to do. You want to make sure that everybody is happy and stuff, and that everybody gets a fair shake, and that everybody has the same opportunities and all of that. But at some point, you can't do everything. And I'm having to come to terms with that. Thank you, San, for just now following. I appreciate it. That's kind of a surprise to see. Appreciate it. It's hard because you want to make sure that you can do everything you can to make sure that all these cases are handled properly. But at some point, you're an individual and you have to, like in your life, you have to dedicate time to yourself. And that's simply something that I don't think I did enough of in the first year of MKC. So unfortunately, I'm not really involved in the ban cases anymore. And a lot of it was just like the emotional toll it has on you, because it's not something you really ever want to do, believe me. But I will play MKW at some point, NATO, by the way. But it's just an unfortunate reality that it's something that I really could not force myself to do anymore. I've kind of reached a breaking point on that, and I don't really deal with them anymore unless it's something that I specifically would be very useful to have in it. Now, you guys may have remembered in December, I kind of made a twit longer about it, and a lot of users just go out of their way to waste your time and stuff, and mentally, it's just not the best thing for me. I used to go very in-depth on these cases and stuff, but it's just something I can't really do anymore. So again, when MKC staff comes out with a new thing, I'm not always in the know anymore, but I always take their back on it because they look into it and they make an evaluation. And my philosophy on it is, while I don't really want people to be banned and stuff, if they do something that can get them banned, then it's kind of their issue. And I don't want it to be this way, but unfortunately that's the reality. But anyways, going back with MKC and everything, while I controlled everything really, along with the like a lot of the other staff in there was a very small team at first, it was still new and it was still fresh. And in the second year, I couldn't really play the game anymore like I used to. And this year is where I kind of had to give up and lose my goals as a competitor in order to like make it run and function and stuff. And I still feel like I haven't done the best job this year. If it's why I really haven't been playing MKU anymore. I just don't really feel like I have the time until this season, I guess. I don't think I'm good enough to be where I want to be. And, this is partly where the streaming comes in, because I want to be able to play again. I'm extremely excited about Jamar Chase, Houday, let's go. So I wanted to originally invest time into MKC for the love of the game. That's why you make it. But after a while, you kind of reach the point where you want to stop doing all this work just for very little personal gain and stuff. And at some point, there's going to be a time, I think, where new people are going to step in. and do a great job and stuff. We're just going to have to train them and kind of stuff, but I don't know if I'll be able to do it forever and stuff. And it's kind of gotten to the point where I'm not certain what my future is. Now, I've had a lot of ideas, I guess, with MKC still, and that's really what's like motivated me to stick with it and everything, because there's a lot of new directions I want to take to the site. You know, as somebody who founded the new site, and a lot of the things that we put in place, a lot of the new features were things that I was thinking about a long time ago before the site was even coming out. But busy work has become almost unbearable for me recently, and there's a few more reasons than that too, where that I can't. The amount of work is not really the issue, but at some point it becomes so, I guess, mundane, that you don't really feel as equipped to do it anymore. And this is where I kind of want to turn into, I guess, recent stuff and kind of get some stuff off my chest when it comes to how things have been going this last year. Thank you, Mr. Smiley, for the follow. I appreciate it. Hope you stick around for the MK part of the stream. But anyways, got to finish some stuff. Got 20 minutes. I know that this last year, especially with COVID, has probably been really difficult for everybody. And it definitely has impacted me in a negative way. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. And I don't want to talk about the negative stuff for too long, because today is a positive day. I'm excited to start streaming and stuff. And this is a point. This is a happy point in my life and stuff. And I'm not going to comment on that, Miguel. It's just a one-off situation that a lot of people just didn't agree with and everything. But sometimes you have to make compromises, even if you don't like it. But anyways, the point is, I guess for me, is I'm in a little bit of a state where I'm not sure what's next. Now, I graduated over a year ago, but I still really haven't found my footing. And a lot of this is because, like, the state of the world and jobs being difficult to find, but the majority of it, I think, is also on myself. And I haven't really talked about this frequently because I've seen it more of a personal issue that's kind of my thing to deal with rather than something to share with everybody. But, you know, when I'm on stream and stuff, obviously it's my content, so I'm just going to open up a little. I've not been in the best mental state. A lot. I wouldn't call it like pure on depression, but there's definitely been some ups and downs. I'll just say that, and it's been going on off and on for probably a little bit more than half a year at this point, and it's something that's got worse over time. Now, I think a lot of it had to do with the lack of progression that I felt in life. You know, you kind of just stay in the same house for like a year, and I don't feel like I've made a lot of progress in my personal life and stuff. And in a sense, it was a bit of a downward spiral because, you know, I felt that my own lack of action was starting to kind of get at my confidence a little, which ended up making action more difficult to obtain as a result. And it gets better from time to time, and I have periods where I feel very productive and stuff, but it's not something that's always just stayed consistent. So my goal for a while has been to figure out how to kind of stop this cycle. Now, there's been stuff that's kind of been making me struggle, such as sleeping patterns. They've been incredibly bad. I naturally oversleep now, and I think I need a sense of schedule and structure, which I'm hoping that this can kind of help me with. Additionally, there's just been a general lack of interest in activities that I used to really enjoy and stuff, and that's kind of alarming to me. And when I do have the energy, I've noticed I get angry more easily, and I'm much more impatient than I used to be in the past. And frequently, I'm unable to channel the energy to begin with to do things, which, again, makes the problem worse. So, right now, the good news is I'm in one of my more productive phases right now. That's why you're seeing this update right now, why I'm starting to talk about it, because I think I need to be proactive on it. And I've been attempting to fix some of these issues. Now, it took me almost 2 months to find a therapist, which was really, really frustrating because of insurance, etc. I don't want to talk about the details on that, but that was a bit demotivating. But I finally got an appointment and had the first one already. So that's been started. I'm going to go for another session on Wednesday. Be talking about more stuff. And additionally, in positive news, I've fixed my diet a little bit, made it better at least. I've lost a lot of weight, and I feel like I'm in better physical condition than I've ever been, really. And I've also officially started going back into the job hunting, and things are looking up, and I want to make sure that they stay this way. So this is where the stream comes into the equation, I guess. Now, I want to keep playing Mario Kart because it's my favorite video game series, pretty obviously it's my favorite video game series. That's why I even have this platform to talk to begin with. I was not sure I was going to get 30 viewers, but to see 60 is really heartwarming. But whether it's just MK players or my Smash buddies, I appreciate it. And the thing about it is I want to keep playing, but it has felt like a time sink this year because when I play, I can't help but think you need to be doing something else. And I love the game, but I feel the need that I need to be more productive or something like that. So to me, one way that I can kind of justify continuing on is to have new goals and stuff. And this is really where streaming comes into the equation because I think that this can be a fresh take on playing stuff, and I'm excited to do it. It's true that I lacked interest in things recently, but I think that streaming can make this, I think that streaming can be different in general because I think I can use the stream to actually progress my backlog, which is not what normal obligations tend to do. So I'm excited to see this as a way that I can knock out multiple things that I'd be interested in and hope that it can be a positive thing for me. Another thing is that I feel like I'm not up to the level that I want to be in the game, like I mentioned, and I want to get better again. And a lot of that comes with consistent activity, and that's just something I haven't really had. So if you see my stream schedule below, this would bring some consistency, and it would force myself to get to enjoy the time without just feeling guilty about it. So that's something that I'm going to do. I'm not going to play too much outside of the weekends, but these occasional night streams, I think, are going to be the way that I do it. And I probably won't play as much outside of it, but it'll be something that I look forward to doing. When I played a while ago, I guess in Lounge also. Now, we all know about Lounge and how it can be kind of tilting, I guess, to say the least. Now, like I mentioned, I've felt that I've gotten more angry at games and stuff in the past than I have before. I usually feel like I'm pretty lighthearted even when there's a lot of yeah, NATO. I kind of feel that there's a lot of negative behavior that make or sorry, I don't remember where I'm going with this. The point is, I guess, is that Lounge is not necessarily like the least stressful activity, and it did not really help my general irritability. So I kind of stopped playing, but I would like to get back into it now with the caveat of forcing myself to stream when I do it, and I'll probably only play when I'm streaming and stuff. Because when you do a stream, Lounge kind of becomes the secondary focus, and, stream content really is the first thing. So, I believe funny stream content, even if that's me getting absolutely destroyed. Everybody knows about the Cheeseland clip. We aren't going to talk about it anymore, but everybody knows about it. Bad races are sometimes they can sometimes be more ideal for a stream than good ones. And when I can just sit back and laugh at the stream and stuff, then I think I'll be better, and I think I'll be fine. Don't have to care about MMR or anything. We're just going to be playing the game for the sake of having fun. And that's what it needs to be. I would suggest that for everybody, really, but some people want to gain, and that's what it's all about to them. Another thing about the stream, I want to have a place where I can be social with people and talk about stuff that's on my mind without feeling like I'm going on my way to pester anybody. That is true, San. Chibi, I do not even have affiliate yet. Let's calm down. We're just trying to build a community to start, and if it goes somewhere, it goes somewhere. But for now, stream content. I want to feel like there's a reason to play older MKs again. I know NATO, who is a big fan of mine, clearly, was talking about MK Wii, and I'm here to tell you that there will be some MK Wii content because I still enjoy the game. Now, there's not going to be AD content, but I think I can be flexible. I've mentioned a lot of times that I like playing every game in the series. I've spent plenty of time with all of them, and now I feel like I can, at least when I'm on stream, I can play stuff for content without it being a waste of time anymore. Maybe I'm not going to get good at Weem ever again, or MK Wii, but if I'm just playing for once for fun, who cares? If people want to come watch, it'll be fun. So I'd expect some stuff like that. Maybe 200cc again, it's been a while for that. Maybe even Battle. We 8U occasionally, maybe even CTs. Who knows? We'll see what mood I'm in today. Thank you, Fen, for the follow. Appreciate it. Dang, we're up to 433 already. Maybe we can make this goal. I guess kind of near the end, I want to talk about content creation in the community. I just want to be a positive community resource and encourage a community full of people that really want to help be a part of something special here. That's outside of my stream too. I think we just need to have more streams and stuff like this in general if we want to get noticed and stuff. You see, Melee's community in particular has a lot of great personalities, and I think in a way that helps with like the retention of people in the community because they like to just all hang out at somebody's stream, well-known players and stuff, and that kind of helps retention because they feel like they have a connection to somebody that they can root for in tournaments. Maybe NATO, maybe one day we can try to get through it, but definitely not tonight. But yeah. So yeah, we need more people who want to help the community thrive through streams and stuff, and I think that maybe this is a good way to have a stream. I guess I'm a staff member, but maybe I can be relatable or more relatable than you all think. We'll see. Content creation in the community, as I mentioned, is not really great right now. Now, we have some creators that are on the come up, and I'm happy about them and stuff. Obviously, there's John, who's really started getting things going in the right direction. And I kind of want to try to improve on this momentum and open up a path for more content creation in the community. And it's getting better right now, but I think that it still needs a push. So that's where we're going to start going with stuff like this. And I hope to see more people hopping on the train and all that kind of stuff. So again, as you can see, there's a long way to go to getting better with me especially and stuff. So the obvious for now is my setup kind of sucks at the moment. Like, let's just look around and stuff. Like we have this creepy door in the background. My webcam's not really great. We got the Jim Morrison poster. I don't know. Like I'm in a basement and stuff. It's not ideal this way, but this is where I'm at right now. And I remember in the past that I was like worried. I was worried about making a presentable stream and everything. For instance, I got a green screen for it. I was like thinking like, hey, I'll just be like a face in the background, and I don't use it, and I think that it personally looks better this way because this setup is not really conducive to. It's not really conducive for this area. Yeah, the lower deck. Yeah, we'll just call it a cruise ship. That can be our inside joke here. It's a cruise ship. That's what it is. But as you can see, obviously, it's not the ideal scenario, but I don't want that to stop me from pursuing what I would like to do. So, obviously, there's a lot to improve on here, and maybe with time, we'll get there. Now, affiliate, you may notice I do not have it right now. I have a lot of viewers right now, too. This is a lot more than I was expecting. If we get 13 more, I'm starting to be on the path to partner. I don't think that's really reasonable right now. This is obviously a first-time stream or anything, but affiliate is something that I would. Okay, Pyrus has just not been like active at all recently. I respected the hustle for a little bit, but I just have not seen it recently. I don't know how to pronounce this. Heel tie, maybe? I'm gonna go with that. I don't know if it's tie, but yeah. Sorry, I'll catch up in the chat in a minute. Wii Sports stream maybe could be kind of fun. Yeah, maybe for the 200cc guys. The Japanese community is decent on content, but as you know, we can we can not always be like well, obviously you all play the same stuff, but you know there's language barriers and everything. Cat cam maybe one day. Yeah. Sorry, I thought there was like somebody that wrote something that I wanted to get to, but I can't find it now, so I apologize. But anyways, we're almost done. Affiliate though, I'm mainly wanting to see first if this is a proof of concept thing that can work, and I am really I guess flattered by 70 people hopping on here already. That's like over double what I was expecting, so I appreciate it, guys. But I think if people are tuning in, then affiliate's something that can happen. And obviously with affiliate comes emotes and stuff. So if you're in the Discord, you can look below your screen right now. There's a link to the Discord, or you can type !Discord in the chat. You can join my community thing there. Saw some people joining earlier. Everybody's welcome and stuff. I have a channel in there called Emote Suggestions. So if you have any good memes or something that you want to I guess, contribute or something, we can maybe start looking into some emotes for affiliates. I don't know what's going to happen, but the thing of affiliate also is you get ads when that happens, and that's not the best way to grow a channel and stuff. But once we get this thing going and get the proof of concept that this works, that's when I think we can start doing affiliate and emotes and stuff like that, and subs and all that. So yeah, we'll see. I'm looking at a Google Doc, San, so it's a white background, so I'm off of it now, so that's why you can see it sometimes. Lighting is not the best thing right now, but yeah. TTs I don't think are the most interesting content personally. I have a love-hate relationship with TTs. Heel T, okay, saw it. Apologies for the name. I'll try to remember it all. So where were we? Okay, I don't remember for certain. Oh yeah, TTs. Probably not a lot because I don't think that's the most interesting content. I think races are way more entertaining just because of the interactivity element. If you watch some of my YouTube videos on getting into the MK series, you know that I'm big on, interacting with your opponents and stuff, and that's where TT kind of falls for me. Anyway, a few final goals. I'd like to be able to stream whatever game I really want some days and still get viewers, even for single-player games or non-MK games. That may be kind of hard. I may consider a fourth day where I do a non-MK activity sometimes, and if there's people that are willing to watch that content, then absolutely I would love to do that. Another goal, I want to be able to talk about MK only, or I not that. I want to be able to talk about MK only some streams, or to be okay with, sorry, I'm just going to ignore the script at all. I want to be able to talk about MK topics that are not, like, in the game whatsoever. And I'm not sure if, like, the lack of gameplay will be something that people will be attracted to, but hopefully this, I guess, in-person connection or face-to-face will make it feel, I don't know what the word is, more, I guess, normal and stuff. So, I guess, I want to be able to, like, just talk about streams and stuff, and to be able to live through the 30-minute gaps, I guess, if, like, I'm waiting for a lounge event to open up or something like that. So hopefully we can continue chatting and provide that content, and it'll be more fun for it. I have a bunch of content that I'm falling behind on. A lot of it is just community talking points, and I can achieve some of it here if we grow, and in a sense, it'd kind of be like the Rookview Live, if you all know about that. And honestly, that would save me time because, hey, let's do it live. That means I don't have to script it. That means that failure, like in like pronunciation, is more acceptable because I don't have time to edit it. I'm willing to do that, maybe talk about some topics, maybe even get some polls in the chat to see how you guys feel about certain topics. I think that could be fun. Now, I know there's some people who watch John, JP Givener. I think that my kind of content is going to be a little bit different from his. My content, I don't think, is really going to be about game improvement. Maybe I'll give tips and stuff. I'm not sure how much you guys want tips from me at this point. But I'm more into like series discussion or meta discussion or talking about current events, whether that be in the community or Nintendo news, or on occasion some other things. So that's what you can kind of expect outside the games on the streams. For announcements of what I'm doing, this is important. Join the Discord server again. It's below, !Discord in the chat, etc. Join the community if you haven't already. I will do announcements for YouTube videos or my streams there. And the thing about it is I think that's necessary because if the hardest part for me in the past was starting a stream because you don't know if people are going to be there if you're just talking to nobody. I want to make sure there's people there from the get-go like today. So I'm going to do announcements when I go live so people can hop on initially and get these things going quicker. As viewers, feel free to save clips whenever funny stuff occurs. That I encourage it actually because it may make some of my highlight videos better in the future. So it'll make it easier for me perhaps. And I guess closing comments before squad queue starts. I think it's important to have engagement in these streams more so than just viewer numbers. So that may be one of my big goals early on to talk with the chat. Thank you, GoMan, for the reminder. I can't expect people to just hop on my stream, so I'm going to have to make it as entertaining as possible so people want to come here. And if you want to talk about anything in the chat, let's see who followed here. Syracuse Dude 16, welcome. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. We'll be getting into the MK action in just a minute. But I need to make the stream interesting as possible for you all of you guys. So if you want to talk about anything in the chat and the time is appropriate, like between events or something, or even during races and stuff. Always feel free to chat or ask me some silly or serious questions, and I'll try to get back to you on that. I think stream evenings in my Discord will be a great way to, or my Discord server will be a great way to contact me if you want. So, additionally, if you like the content, I don't like to self-advertise too much. A follow is always appreciated. Maybe we'll have subs sooner or later. We can build a cool community here, and I appreciate you guys all coming out and listening to me talk for a little bit. So, I'm going to take just a small break here and plug in my LAN adapter, and we're going to get squad queue going, and we'll be back with Cinda and John in just a minute. So thank you, everybody. I'll be right back.